Listen, oh, listen. Sit down, my people. Remove your shoes, get comfortable, because the story I'm about to tell you is sweeter than honey and more shocking than thunder on a sunny day. This is the story of Mr. Boniface Okafor. We called him Mr. Boney for short. Big, pot-bellied Mr. Boney, who walked around the village like he invented walking itself. But by the time I finish this story, you will laugh until tears run from your eyes. You will slap your knees. You might even fall off your chair. Because this same Mr. Boney who thought he was smarter than a computer, he ended up being dumber than a rock. But wait, let me not rush. Let me start this story properly from the beginning, because the beginning is where the foolishness started. Mr. Boney married his first wife, Patience, when he was 28 years old. Patience. That woman's name suited her perfectly because she had the patience of 10 saints combined. On their wedding day, the whole village came out. We danced, we ate, we drank, we celebrated for 3 days straight. Mr. Boney was just a small-time Okada driver then, riding his motorcycle up and down the dusty roads, making small money here and there. But Patience, that woman saw something in him that nobody else saw. While other girls were running after doctors and engineers, Patience looked at Mr. Boney and said, "This one will be somebody tomorrow." And you know what? She was right. But that's also where the problem started, because Mr. Boney forgot who helped him become that somebody. For 12 years, Patience stood by this man like a soldier. When Mr. Boney wanted to start a transport business but had no money, Patience sold all her jewelry, even her wedding ring, to give him capital. When his first 3 buses broke down and he wanted to give up, Patience encouraged him, saying, "Try again, my husband. God will help us." When he got malaria so bad that the village doctor said to start planning his funeral, Patience carried him on her back, yes, on her back like a baby, to the hospital in town and stayed there for 2 weeks nursing him. And the woman gave him 4 children, 4. 3 boys who looked exactly like Mr. Boney's father, and 1 girl who was so beautiful that people would stop Patience on the road just to admire the child. Plus, Patience could cook like a 5-star restaurant. Her jollof rice, people would smell it from 3 compounds away and start coming with empty plates, claiming they just wanted to greet her. Her pepper soup could wake a dead man from his grave. Her pounded yam was so smooth that it would slide down your throat like butter. But here's the thing about Mr. Boney. When the money finally came, when his transport business started booming and he opened a big garage in town, when he bought his first car, not motorcycle, actual car, when he built a mansion with 12 rooms and 3 parlors, something happened to his brain. It swelled up like agbalumo left in the sun. One Saturday afternoon, Mr. Boney was at Papa Emeka's bar, the one under the big mango tree where all the big men gathered to drink and lie to each other about how successful they were. Mr. Boney was on his 5th bottle of beer, feeling like a king, when his friend Alhaji Musa said something that changed everything. "Boney, my friend," Alhaji said, belching loudly, "you are doing well, oh, but me, I don't understand one thing. A big man like you, with all this money, and you still have only 1 wife? Just 1? What kind of big man behavior is that?" The other men at the table started laughing and nodding in agreement. "It's true," Uncle Festus added, scratching his belly. "Look at me. I'm not even half as rich as you, but I have 2 wives, and I'm planning for number 3. "Boney, you need to upgrade now," another man chipped in. "1 wife is for poor men. Big men like us need at least 2, 3 wives to show our status." Mr. Boney sat there listening to all this nonsense, and instead of using his brain, he started using his ego. His chest began to swell. His mind started turning. By the time he finished his 6th bottle of beer, he had made up his mind. He was going to marry a 2nd wife. "My friends," Mr. Boney announced, standing up and swaying slightly. The beer was working. "You people are making sense. In fact, I've been thinking the same thing. 1 wife is not befitting for a man of my caliber. I need a 2nd wife,
a younger one that will massage my feet every night and call me my lord. The men cheered and clapped like Mr. Boney had just announced he was running for president. Only one person was not clapping. Old Mama Adiaze, who was selling roasted plantain nearby. She shook her head and said, loud enough for everyone to hear, "Foolishness. When a dog eats too much, it forgets the hunger it suffered before. Mark my words, this thing will end in tears and comedy." But did Mr. Boney listen? Of course not. He was too busy thinking about how he was going to be like those Nollywood big men with multiple wives hanging on each arm.
That night, Mr. Boney came home late, smelling like a brewery. Patience was waiting for him with his dinner, hot insala soup with fresh fish and pounded yam. She had stayed awake as usual to make sure her husband ate warm food. "Good evening, my husband." Patience greeted him with a smile. "Your food is ready. Let me bring water for you to wash your hands." But Mr. Boney just grunted and sat down. As Patience served him, he was looking at her with one kind of eye. She was now 40 years old, not the slim 20-year-old girl he married. She had stretch marks from carrying 4 children. Her hands were rough from years of hard work. To Mr. Boney's alcohol-soaked brain, she suddenly looked old. "I'm not hungry," he lied, even though his stomach was growling like an angry lion. Patience was surprised. "But you love insala soup. I put extra fish the way you like it." "I said I'm not hungry. Is your ear closed?" Mr. Boney snapped. Patience swallowed the insult and quietly cleared the food. She didn't know it yet, but this was just the beginning.
For the next 2 weeks, Mr. Boney started acting strange. He would come home late. He stopped eating Patience's food with enthusiasm. He stopped playing with his children. He was always on his phone, smiling and giggling like a teenager. Patience noticed, but she kept quiet. She thought maybe he was stressed from work. Then one Saturday morning, Mr. Boney dropped the bomb. "Patience, I want to talk to you about something important." Patience's heart skipped. The way he said it, with that serious face, she thought maybe someone had died. "What is it, my husband? Is everything okay?" "Everything is fine. In fact, everything is better than fine. I've made a decision. I'm taking a second wife." Silence. You could hear a pin drop. Even the chickens in the compound stopped clucking. "Second wife?" Patience repeated slowly, as if she didn't hear correctly. "Yes, her name is Jasmine. Beautiful girl, 25 years old. She went to university, very educated, very modern. She will be moving in next month." But why?" Patience's voice was shaking now. "Have I not been a good wife? Did I not stand by you when you had nothing? Did I not—" "This is not about you," Mr. Boney interrupted, waving his hand dismissively. "This is about me. I'm a big man now. Big men have multiple wives. It's my right. My grandfather had 7 wives. Your grandfather also rode a donkey to farm. Does that mean you want to start riding donkey too?" Are you talking back to me? You see, this is the problem. You're too comfortable. You've forgotten your place. Maybe when Jasmine comes, you will learn some respect."
And with that, Mr. Boney stormed out of the house, leaving Patience standing there with tears rolling down her cheeks. The news spread through the village faster than wildfire. Everybody was talking about it. The women especially were shaking their heads. Mr. Boney has finished, Mama Ngozi said at the market. That Patience suffered with that man. Now he wants to pepper her. Men and their nonsense, Auntie Blessing added. God will punish all of them. But the men were congratulating Mr. Boney like he had won an award. "Boney, you are now a real big man. 2 wives. We respect you."
Mr. Boney traveled to the city to meet this Jasmine girl. He had found her through a friend of a friend who knew someone whose cousin's sister knew her. When he saw her photo on Facebook, his eyes nearly fell out. This girl was beautiful like mermaid. Smooth skin, long hair, probably Brazilian weave, but Mr. Boney didn't know the difference, and a body that looked like it was shaped by a professional sculptor.
What Mr. Boney didn't know was that Jasmine was not a village girl. This one had seen life. She had dated 3 senators, 2 governors, and 1 traditional ruler. She was a professional blesser collector, as they call it in Lagos. Men were just ATM machines to her. And when her friend told her about Mr. Boney, a rich but foolish village man, Jasmine's eyes lit up like Christmas lights. "Okay, oh," Jasmine said, applying her red lipstick in the mirror. "Tell him I'm interested. This one sounds like easy money." Mr. Boney visited Jasmine in Lagos, and she played him like a cheap keyboard. She called him daddy, she said baby after every sentence, she laughed at his terrible jokes, she even pretended to be impressed by his dusty village accent. Mr. Boney was floating on air. He had never received this kind of attention before. "Baby, you're so handsome," Jasmine cooed, rubbing his pot belly like it was a magic lamp. "I can't believe nobody has snatched you up. You're like a king." Mr. Boney's chest swelled so much that his short buttons nearly popped off. "You see, Jasmine, I'm not like these small boys. I'm a man of substance. I have properties. I have businesses. I can take care of you proper." "Oh, baby, you're so sweet. You know, my rent is due next week," Jasmine said innocently, batting her fake eyelashes. "How much?" Mr. Boney asked immediately. "Only 500,000 naira, baby. But don't worry, I can manage." 500,000? That's nothing. I'll send it to you right now. In fact, let me send 700,000. Use the rest to buy yourself something nice. Jasmine's eyes sparkled like diamonds, but not with love, with greed. "Oh, baby, you are the best. I can't wait to be your wife." That was just the beginning. Before the wedding even happened, Mr. Boney had already spent over 5 million naira on Jasmine. New phone? Check. New laptop? Check. New car? Check. Shopping spree in Dubai? Double check. The woman was spending his money like she was trying to finish it before expiry date. Meanwhile, back in the village, Patience was dying slowly. Not physically, but emotionally. She stopped laughing. She stopped singing in the kitchen. She moved like a ghost, just going through the motions of life. Her children saw their mother's pain, and they were angry at their father. "Papa, why are you doing this to Mama?" the eldest son, Chinedu, asked one day. "Shut up. What do you know? Children should not interfere in adult matters," Mr. Boney shouted. "But Papa," I said, "shut up. All of you. If you don't want wahala, stay out of my business." The wedding day came. Oh, my people. If you didn't see that wedding, you missed a Hollywood movie. Mr. Boney rented the biggest event center in town. He hired 3 live bands. He ordered enough food to feed the entire village twice. He invited everyone, and I mean everyone. Even people he had not spoken to in 20 years received invitations. Jasmine showed up looking like she had just stepped out of a magazine cover. Her makeup was so heavy that if she cried, she would cry in different colors. Her dress was so tight that we were all wondering how she was breathing. Her shoes were so high that we thought she was walking on stilts. But she was beautiful, oh. Even the women who hated the whole idea had to admit, this girl is fine.
Mr. Boney, that man was dancing like someone had put ants in his trousers. He was spraying money like he owned the central bank. He was sweating like a Christmas goat. His friends were hyping him up. "Boney, big man, you don't show them. See as the wife fine. Chai, you get ayo. 2 wives, you don't join the big boys league." Mr. Boney was grinning so wide that we could see his wisdom teeth. He felt like the king of the world. But in the corner, sitting quietly in a simple dress, was Patience. She came because Mr. Boney insisted. He wanted to show her that he had upgraded. But if you looked closely at Patience's face, you would see something interesting. She wasn't crying anymore. No. She had a small smile on her face. A knowing smile. The kind of smile that says, just wait and see. Patience's mother-in-law, Mama Okafor, sat beside her. My daughter, why are you smiling? Is everything okay? Yes, Mama, Patience replied calmly. Everything is very okay. I'm just waiting. Waiting for what? You will see, Mama, you will see. After the wedding, Jasmine moved into Mr. Boney's mansion. He had built a whole new wing just for her. 6 rooms, 3 bathrooms, a private kitchen, everything. Meanwhile, Patience remained in the old wing with the children. And that's when the real show began. The very first morning, Jasmine woke up at 11 a.m. 11 a.m. in a village where everyone wakes up at 5 a.m. She came out of her room wearing a silk nightgown that left nothing to imagination, yawning like a lioness. Baby Boney, she called out in her Lagos accent. Where is my breakfast? Mr. Boniface was confused. Your breakfast? Patience usually prepares breakfast for everyone. Excuse me? Jasmine's face changed like thunderstorm. Are you saying I should eat the same food as your first wife? Do I look like a villager to you? I need my own special breakfast and I want it in bed. That's how they do it in Lagos. But Jasmine, but what? You know what? Forget it. I'll just call my ex, Senator Okorocha. At least he knew how to treat a woman properly. No, wait. Okay, I'll make your breakfast myself. And that's how Mr. Boniface Okafor, owner of 10 buses and 2 houses, found himself in the kitchen at 11 a.m. frying eggs and making toast for his new wife, while his first wife watched from the window, shaking her head. Patience's daughter, Adeze, was angry. Mama, why are you letting Papa treat you like this? Why are you not fighting? Patience smiled that mysterious smile again. My dear daughter, there are different ways to fight. Sometimes the best way to win a war is to let your enemy defeat themselves. Just watch and learn. By the second day, Jasmine had already started making demands. Baby Boney, I need a new car. That one you bought me before is too small. I need a Range Rover. Range Rover? But that's over 50 million naira. So, are you not a big man? Or were you just lying? You know what? I knew this marriage was a mistake. My friends warned me. They said you are just a village man pretending to be rich. I should have listened. No, don't say that. Okay, I'll buy the Range Rover. Day 3. Baby, I need to go shopping in London. All my friends are going. I can't be the only one left behind. London? That's too expensive. Tears started rolling down Jasmine's face. You don't love me. You only married me to use me. I'm calling my papa right now. I'm going back to Lagos. No, please, don't go. How much do you need? Only 10 million naira, baby, for flight, hotel, and small shopping. Mr. Boney nearly fainted, but he agreed. He couldn't let her leave. What would his friends say? Day 4. Baby, my mother's house collapsed. She needs a new house. Day 5. Baby, my brother needs a car for his business. Day 6. Baby, my sister is getting married. I need to be the chief bridesmaid. I need a new dress from Paris. Day 7. Baby, my uncle. Every single day, Jasmine had a new bill. Mr. Boney's bank account was crying tears of blood. The money he had been saving for 20 years was disappearing faster than ice cream in the sun. But the financial wahala was just one part of the problem.
The drama in the house was another level entirely. One afternoon, Patience was cooking in the main kitchen. She was making a goosey soup with stockfish, the kind that takes hours to prepare. Jasmine smelled the aroma and came to investigate. "What is this?" Jasmine asked, wrinkling her nose like she had smelled something rotten. "Good afternoon, Jasmine. I'm making a goosey soup," Patience replied politely. "Egusi soup? That village food. No wonder you look so rural. In Lagos, we eat spaghetti and pizza, but I guess villagers like you don't know about such things." Patience didn't respond. She just continued stirring her soup calmly. "And another thing," Jasmine continued, examining her long nails. "I don't like how you are always in this kitchen. This is my husband's house now, not yours. Maybe you should just stay in your corner with your children and let the real wife take over." Patience stopped stirring. She turned slowly and looked at Jasmine with eyes that could freeze fire. "Listen to me very well, Jasmine," Patience said quietly, but her voice had steel in it. "I know what you are. I know why you married my husband. You're not the first woman like you, and you won't be the last. But let me tell you something. You can take the money, you can take the gifts, you can take whatever you want. But this house, I built it with my husband. These children, I carried them in my womb. This life, I suffered for it. So you can play your games, but remember this, everything built on sand will eventually fall." Jasmine laughed mockingly. "Is that a threat? Because if it is, let me tell you something. Your husband loves me now, not you, me. You're just the old, used model. I'm the new upgrade." "We will see," Patience said, turning back to her soup. "We will see." Meanwhile, Mr. Boney was in his office in town, trying to figure out how his bank balance had gone from 50 million naira to 8 million naira in just 1 month. 1 month! He was sweating like a thief in church. "Jesus Christ," he muttered, checking his bank statements. Range Rover, 52 million. London trip, 10 million. Mother's house, 15 million. Brother's car, 8 million. Sister's wedding, 5 million. Dubai shopping, 12 million. How is this possible? His accountant, Mr. Okonkwo, looked at him with pity. "Oga, I've been trying to tell you. This your new wife is spending money faster than we are making it. If you continue like this, by next year you'll be back to riding Okada." "Shut up. What do you know? Jasmine loves me. She's just adjusting to married life. It will get better." Mr. Okonkwo shook his head but said nothing. He had seen this movie before. It never ended well. 3 months into the marriage, things got worse. Mr. Boney came home early one day and found Jasmine on the phone in her room. She was speaking quietly, but he could hear her through the door. "Baby, yes, I miss you too. No, he doesn't suspect anything. Yes, I'm still collecting the money. Just a few more months and we will have enough to start our business in Dubai." "What? Of course I don't love him. The man is almost 50 years old with a pot belly. He thinks I married him for love? Ha! That's the funniest joke I've heard all year." She laughed, and the sound of that laugh stabbed Mr. Boney in the heart like a knife dipped in pepper. "The plan is working perfectly. I've already transferred 3 of his properties to my name. He signed everything without even reading. Can you believe it? Men are so stupid when a woman bats her eyelashes. Yes. Once we reach 100 million, we're done. I'll divorce him and we will disappear to Dubai." Mr. Boney felt like someone had poured cement in his stomach. His legs were shaking. His hands were trembling. Slowly, he pushed the door open. Jasmine turned around and screamed. Her phone fell from her hand. You're home early," she stammered. "So," Mr. Boney's voice was shaking, "this is what I am to you? A stupid man? An ATM machine?" Jasmine's face changed. The sweetness disappeared completely. What replaced it was cold calculation. "Yes," she said simply, picking up her phone. "That's exactly what you are. And you know what's funny? You did this to yourself. You abandoned a good woman who loved you, who built with you, who suffered with you, all because you wanted a young girl to stroke your ego. Well, congratulations, Mr. Boney. You got played. But I loved you. I gave you everything. Jasmine laughed, a harsh, bitter laugh. Loved me? You didn't love me. You loved the idea of showing off. You loved telling your friends that you had a young, sexy wife. You loved the envy in their eyes. That's not love. That's ego. And ego is very expensive, as you are now finding out. She walked to her closet and started pulling out suitcases. And before you think about stopping me or trying anything stupid, let me remind you, I have all the documents. The 3 properties you gifted me, all legally mine now. The money you sent to my mother's account, that's my account in a different bank. The car, the jewelry, everything, mine. Try to fight it and I'll drag you to court and tell them you are trying to cheat your legal wife. The shame will finish you. Within 1 hour, Jasmine had packed everything of value and left. She didn't even look back, just got into her Range Rover and drove off, leaving Mr. Boney standing in the driveway like a man who had been struck by lightning. Mr. Boney didn't know what to do. He was too ashamed to face his friends, too embarrassed to go to work, so he did the only thing he could think of. He went to Patience.
He found her in her part of the house, braiding their daughter's hair while humming a gospel song. When she saw him, she didn't say anything, just looked at him with those calm eyes. "She's gone," Mr. Boney whispered. "Jasmine is gone. She used me. She took everything and left." Patience continued braiding. "Patience, I was wrong. I was so wrong. I had everything and I threw it away. I had you, a woman who truly loved me, who stood by me, who built with me, and I threw you aside like garbage. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry." Patience said again, not looking at him. "Please, Patience, I know I don't deserve it. I know I hurt you, but please, can you forgive me? Can we try again for the children?" Adaize, their daughter, spoke up. "Mama, don't forgive him, oh, let him suffer." But Patience gently touched her daughter's head. "Hush, my dear, let me handle this." She finished the last braid and finally looked up at Mr. Boney. "You want forgiveness? Okay, but let me tell you something first. Do you know what the worst part was? It wasn't that you married another woman. People can fall out of love. People can make mistakes. The worst part was how you disrespected me, how you treated me like I was nothing, like all those years of sacrifice meant nothing. How you brought that girl into our home and expected me to smile and accept it." Tears were now flowing down Mr. Boney's face. I know, I was foolish, I was wicked." "Yes, you were. And you know what else? While you were busy spending millions on that girl, do you know what I was doing? I was saving. Every little money you gave me for housekeeping, I saved half. Every profit from the small shop you didn't even know I opened, I saved it. For 12 years, I saved. And now I have enough money to take care of myself and these children if I decide to leave you." Mr. Boney's eyes widened. You were preparing to leave?" "No," Patience said firmly. "I was preparing to survive. There's a difference. I believed in you once, but I'm not stupid. I knew that one day you might do something foolish, so I prepared. And now look, here we are." So will you leave me?" Patience sighed deeply. "I'm still deciding, but let me tell you the conditions if I stay. You will go to the village square tomorrow and apologize publicly to me. You will tell everyone what you did, how that girl used you, everything. You will face the shame. Then we will go to marriage counseling. Yes, counseling. I don't care if you think it's too modern. And you will never, ever disrespect me again. If you can agree to these conditions, we can try. If not, you can start packing."
Mr. Boney didn't even hesitate. Yes to everything. I'll do anything. The next day, the whole village gathered in the square. Mr. Boney stood in the center, looking like a man who had aged 10 years in 3 months. My people of Umweke village, he began, his voice shaking. I stand before you today as the biggest fool you've ever seen. I had a good woman, a faithful woman, a woman who loved me when I was nobody, and I threw her aside because my ego got the better of me. The crowd murmured. Some people were shaking their heads. Some were trying to not laugh. I married a second wife to show off, to feel like a big man. And that woman used me. She took my money, my properties, my pride, and she left me like trash. I lost over 100 million naira. 100 million. Money that I worked 20 years to save. Gone because I was stupid. Now, some people were actually laughing. Mr. Boney's former friends, the ones who had encouraged him to marry a second wife, were looking at the ground, embarrassed. Patience! Mr. Boney turned to where his wife was standing with their children. I wronged you. I humiliated you. I don't deserve your forgiveness, but I'm begging you in front of everyone. Please, give me another chance to be the husband you deserved from the beginning. The 4 children ran to their mother. Mama, please, we want our family back. Papa has learnt his lesson. Patience stood there for a long moment, and you could see she was fighting with herself. Finally, she stepped forward. Mr. Boney, she said loudly enough for everyone to hear. I forgive you. Not because you deserve it right now, but because I believe people can change. But let me tell you something. Marriage is not a competition. It's not about how many wives you have or how young they are. It's about partnership, respect, and genuine love. You forgot that, but I'm giving you a chance to remember it. She walked up to him and looked him straight in the eye. But if you ever disrespect me or this family again, if you ever put another woman before us, if you ever let your ego control you again, I will take these children and disappear, and you will never find us. Do you understand? Yes, I understand. I swear on everything. As for Jasmine, word came back that her boyfriend had dumped her after they spent all of Mr. Boney's money. She tried to pull the same trick on another man, but this time the man was smarter and exposed her on social media. Her face was all over Facebook and Instagram with the caption, "Professional Scammer." She had to relocate to Ghana to start afresh. When Patience heard this news, she didn't laugh. She just shook her head sadly. That's what happens when you build your life on deceiving people. Eventually, it catches up with you.
1 year after the drama, Mr. Boney's business started recovering. Not because he was making more money, but because he was spending wisely now. He and Patience even started a small business together, a restaurant that served the kind of food Patience cooked at home. It became the most popular restaurant in 3 villages. People would come from far just to eat there, and they would always see Mr. Boney and Patience working together, him taking orders, her in the kitchen, both of them smiling and cooperating like a real team. See Mr. Boney and his wife, customers would say, they are like young lovers again. And it was true. Mr. Boney had rediscovered what he had almost lost, a partner who truly loved him, not his money.
And this is the story of Mr. Boney, who married a second wife to pepper his first, and now he learnt his life lessons. Thank you for listening to the end. See you in our next story. Bye!